Progressive presents Married to Your Home.
I'm disgusting.
Oh, House, don't say that.
You could live someplace so much better than me.
That's not true.
Oh, yeah? Look at these uneven stairs. Gross.
House, you know I don't care.
Ugh, and the squeaky door hinge.
Well, I think it's cute.
No matter how much you already love your house, you'll love it more knowing you could save big bundling your home and auto with Progressive. Coverage from Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers. Bundle discount not available in all states or situations.
Stand by. The vacuum tubes are warming up. This is a special live broadcast right here on Georgia Radio.
And we're off and running here this fine Wednesday. Matt Jolley on Neighbor to Neighbor, talking to Brother Wade Peebles, who's out in the woods this morning, and we're talking hunting and fishing today. We're going to go down to Butler, Georgia here in a few minutes and talk to Justy Barrow about the latest in hunting trends. We're in the middle of dove season. Wade, you're in the woods. Have you seen any today?
There's some doves out here this morning, yes. I'm not hunting, but I'm looking at them.
Were they, I told somebody the other day, I said, every time I hear about doves at a successful dove hunt, I instantly go to that smell of bacon, cream cheese, and jalapeno wrapped dove, and I get hungry. Dove poppers.
Now, that's a fairly new invention. When I was a youngin', we just fried them up and ate them.
Not down there in Texas. It's been around quite a while. The cream cheese probably, but the jalapeno and
no.
Oh, man. So good.
That's the thing around here, too. Yeah, they're good. That's good.
Yeah.
But, no, Mama, we'd kill them, and Mama, and then later my wife would do the same thing. We'd smother fry them in gravy, and have rice and gravy and butter beans and biscuits and sliced tomatoes. And,
What's for dinner, Grandpa?
That's what we was having. We was having doves.
I was thinking last night after the show, we had Faye Stapleton Burnett on. You did, and it was great. On the Meeks Brothers Cattle Company, Georgia Folk and Farm Life show. If you missed it, go back in and listen to last night, because I was up till about midnight last night looking at some of the incredible things that Faye kind of turned me on to. Not only about the Griffin Opera House, but just other stuff in general. It was just remarkable.
Yep. Just you did find some stuff on there with the Griffin Opera House?
I did. In fact, let's see here, way back in the early 1900s, the All-Star Revival played there of Bohemian Girl, the world's greatest comic opera, for the first time since New York and Chicago. And I started looking it up. There was a guy who starred as Thaddeus, the lead role, Joseph Sheehan, who was a famous tenor up on Broadway, and he actually starred in the opening cast, the original Broadway cast, and he played there. And if you look down there,
Matt, back in the late 1800s, right on up until movies became common in movie theaters. Many towns had opera houses, and there had to be, if there were that many opera houses, there had to be a lot of touring groups that went around the country, and there were some big names would come to small towns. Just, that was part of it.
Well, now here's something that really intrigues me, and I found this in 1923. Now, here's the timeline. In 1923, Fiddlin' John Carson was just about ready to record what is arguably the first country music recording up in Atlanta. He was, as we know, a mill worker up in Atlanta. They discovered him and recorded him in Atlanta, and that track went on to become what many people have credited as the very first country music recording. Now, here is what's interesting to me. In 1923, the Old Fiddlers Convention will be held at the Griffin Opera House on Saturday, the 23rd of June in the afternoon. All Spalding County fiddlers are invited and more. Now, if you start doing the math on that, Fiddlin' John Carson was playing every fiddlers convention and barn dance he could get to make a name for himself, playing that old-time mountain music. Really makes you wonder if he would have been there. Now, that was a long buggy ride down from Atlanta, but he was playing all over the state, especially in and around Atlanta back then. You just got to wonder.
run down on the train.
Well, you just got to imagine that if something
He
like that
probably
was
did.
going on at a theater, especially a nice one, that he would have been, he would have been part of it.
Might well have been there. Yes.
Yeah. So lots of shows were there. Miss Bert Humphreys and the Dancing Buddies in a high-class vaudeville production will be December the 25th. All kind of stuff. And it's something called a Ventograph. Back then it was a lot of lecture series. We're traveling around the skating, roller skating shows, just all kind of stuff. So, wouldn't that be cool? We talk about Georgia being the home, the birthplace of recorded country music, ultimately country radio. Of course, it moved to Nashville pretty quickly, but WSB broadcasted. It was recorded in their studios. It just makes you wonder, was this the stage where Fiddlin' John Carson might have played, the guy who started it all?
He might well have been there.
You never know. So anyway, some cool stuff. Then I learned through Faye, I was telling her about my great-great-grandmother, who...
Right, they came to Georgia. And
who was born in Georgia.
Oh, that's right, born
in Georgia.
Didn't know where.
Married a guy from Alabama.
And I kid you, last night I said you didn't know what prison she was in.
I didn't know what prison she... Guess what Faye said,
right.
the first article that came up?
What? She found her?
Carroll County.
Really?
Now, doesn't that make you get goosebumps?
She did find your great-grandmother, huh?
In Carroll County, which is where
That's
we
amazing.
bought our farm.
Our farm, where you
with
have
no
your farm.
kinfolks. Yeah.
And that was just happenstance. That's amazing right there now.
I mean, you talk about God drawing straight paths.
What if she lived on that land?
Wouldn't that be something?
That was something. You need to go find out where she lived.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be pretty neat, though. She said there was another one in DeKalb County, but, I mean, you just never know how that all works out. But she said the first one that came up was Carroll. So, hey, I get it, and I'm happy about that.
Yeah, I'd grab that one. I'd claim that one.
Miss Polly.
Granny.
Grandma
Granny.
Mary Polly.
Dear old Granny. Yeah, dear old Granny.
Yeah, Grandma Mary Polly. So, pretty neat stuff, though. How are you doing today? What's going on out in the woods?
Oh, just sitting out here in a cotton field getting loaded with logs.
Cotton field, huh?
In a cotton patch, yes.
Is it tall?
It is some high cotton. It really is. There's some finest cotton this year. It really got a slow start. A lot of cotton did around here and didn't get it. It was starved for rain, but boy, when it got it. And there's some of the tallest, some high cotton. You would be, if you went out there and did that old things that they talk about doing in high cotton, you'd be in some high cotton. You'd have all the privacy you wanted.
Yeah, because that's where it came from. It didn't come from what you think. If Alabama knew that
people tell me, you using high cotton. No, they just left that word out. Use what you were doing out there. Yeah. And high cotton meant that you had some privacy. And a year when cotton was squatty and low, you had to squat low too when you get some privacy. So we'll leave you to imagine what we're talking about there.
We never had. I don't remember seeing tall cotton back in Texas. It always remember it being kind of low to the ground.
Well, this is very tall. But back years ago, they grew varieties of cotton. When you picked it by hand, you wanted it taller cotton because it made it. You didn't have to stoop.
Yeah, you didn't have to stoop so low to pick it.
And that's it's a different variety. If you look at cotton back then and cotton now, it doesn't grow as tall as some of the cotton did back then. But that was good, where you could just reach up and walk by and pick it. And short people were good at picking cotton. If you were short,
I'd have been a pro. Let's talk about this weekend, because you were mentioning some exciting stuff that's going on, and Brother Wade Peebles might even make an appearance.
Yes, at the Inland Family Farm Days over there at Rick Minter's headquarters over there. Our friend Rick, I might be going. I don't know.
Is that open to the public if you want to go?
It is open to the public. It is a great event. They spend all year working to be open for that event, and it is a fabulous. Look it up, Ingram Family Farm. You can look it up and see. They've got all kinds of old stuff and things.
Ingram Family Farms.
Ingram.
And I asked you. I said, "Where's that at? Where's that event at?" And you said, "Well, it's at Ingram Family Farms."
Exactly.
Which means Brother Wade's got no idea exactly where Ingram Family Farms is.
I looked it up, but see, the thing about it is, I looked it up, but then I looked up something else, and I can't remember which one was where. It's over around Sonoria or Griffin, or that area somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is over that way.
Yeah, but you know the people that run it.
Yes. Yeah, well, Rick is a moderator on Georgia Folk Farm Life.
How about that?
It is a fabulous event. I want to go, and I don't know. Brian Sparks, it may I would be able to take off and take me, and I'm not going by myself. So Brian usually will go with it and help hold me up from falling down, that kind of thing. We don't want Wade falling down, So
it's not in Douglasville.
It's not. Yeah, look, it's over there. No, it's
Sonoya. I'm looking, and we gotta get on there and find this out.
I was thinking it was over there. It's just between. Yeah, not far from Griffin, maybe.
Sonoya, Griffin area. Well, that's a pretty area out there. That's not far from our. I'm looking it up, and I can't find it right now.
Google it.
I did, and I can't find. So you know what we're going to do? We're going to share that in the show story because I'll find it, and then I'll also we'll have it on Georgia Folk and Farm Life too.
It's somewhere over that area. Yeah.
So I made a request.
That
I said,
godforsaken area around that part of lower country of Georgia.
I asked everybody.
I have no relatives there, so it's just like I said. Go ahead. It's just an empty quarter.
I might find Grandma Polly for you out there.
You might find it.
Grandma Polly Peebles. So I was I invited everybody to. Everybody loves the trade line, buy, swap, and sell. So I said I put on Georgia Folk and Farm Life this morning, and our page as well. That if you want to, you can send a buy, swap, or sell message through the app by pushing the microphone button, just like you can send a request.
Right. That's neat.
And we don't have any yet. You got anything for sale on Trade Line today?
Public service. What a great public service that is.
What are we going to call it? Tradio, Trade Line, Swap Shop. I mean, you've heard them all.
Yeah, we've had the
you got anything for sale? What do you have for sale?
Barter barn. How about the old barter barn?
The barter barn. I like that.
Barter barn.
Yeah. What do you have for sale?
I can sell a little. I got a little old dog. He's not very bright. His tail's been broken. He's got one ear that flopped down, but I don't know if I'd get rid of him, get shed of him, as we say, or not.
For the right price.
Price had to be a big price.
Your wife might not like that. If you
That's
got
my
rid
wife. Yeah, my wife might not like that.
She might not like that.
That might not like that. That's the reference from last night's show. If you want to hear that reference, you have to go listen to the show.
That's fun. And who do you have coming up? Tell everybody who's coming up.
Well, I think we'll have Chris Bernard coming up.
Yeah. And
he's an auctioneer. He's going to be great. And we got Tanya.
The whole show will be over in about 5 seconds.
Yeah, it's going to be. I hadn't thought about that. How do you fast talk, or how do you make a 30-minute show with an auctioneer?
With a fast talker.
With a fast talker.
Listen quick.
Chris is a great auctioneer, though. He really is.
He is good.
Yes. And Tanya Bonitabus, or I'm not sure how to say her name.
The Savannah
River Keeper. And I told her, I said, Tanya, the first thing we're going to do when we have you on the show is get you to pronounce your name. So she thought that was funny. So, yes.
Okay.
And, yep. Those two coming up.
Well, I'm looking forward to it, and I always appreciate you coming on the show. It's always good fun to have you on.
My pleasure.
All right, so get back to the woods, and I'm going to go. We're going to go down to Big Buck Country, down to Butler, Georgia, here in a few minutes, and talk to my friends.
I'm over in Bullock County and Big Buck Country over here. We over here.
Not Big Buck Country. You got to enunciate it.
Big Buck. We're in Big Buck Country over here.
Well, you're going to love this place. Barrow's down in Butler. We got Justy coming up from down there, Justy Barrow.
We're at Middle Ground. If anybody knows where I am today, we're over here at Middle Ground in Bullock County.
That's fantastic. Well, you'd love Justy's store. It's an auto parts store, a hardware store, and a gun store.
Wow.
You can get a fan belt or a shotgun and pay for it all at the same time.
Or sneak out the back door.
No, you can't do that. I wouldn't do that there. No,
they shoot you.
These are good people. They've got a great store. They've been open a long time and a lot of fun. How dare you,
wonderful,
Brother Wade?
Even mention doing something like that.
Don't do that. All right, we'll be back here in a minute. Thanks, Brother Wade.
Where did that come from?
Bye.
Hi, this is Wade Peoples from Georgia Folk and Farm Life Radio. I'm here to tell you about Meeks Brothers Cattle Company. And you don't have to worry about supply chain issues or where your beef comes from. Do what I do and call Meeks Brothers Cattle Company today. You can get a whole, half, a quarter, any amount of beef you want. Good quality beef, vacuum packed, lasts up to 3 years in your freezer. It's grass-fed, grain-finished, made to order. Visit Meeks Brothers Cattle Company on Facebook today and tell them Brother Wade sent you. And that's Meeks Brothers Cattle Company. Thank you.
Tired of long waits and rushed care at the ER and urgent care clinic? Next time, stay home and let Dispatch Health bring the power of the hospital to you.
I call Dispatch Health. A care team of medical professionals actually come to your house.
They're the same caliber of people that you would see if you were at a hospital or an urgent care.
Dispatch Health can treat most non-life-threatening emergencies.
They can do the x-rays, they can do stitches,
urinary tract infections, blood test, urinalysis, ultrasound.
It's almost everything that they can do at the ER.
You never feel rushed. They're there for you and only you.
I felt like their only patient.
And it costs no more than a trip to urgent care because Dispatch Health is covered by most insurance, including Medicare. See if we serve your home at dispatchhealth.com.
Dispatch Health really went above and beyond.
It's wonderful to have care come to your home.
House calls are back, and they're better than ever. Learn more at dispatchhealth.com.
Progressive Snapshot can save you money based on how you drive and how much you drive. So the safer you drive, the more money you could save. Now, if you didn't hear that because you were looking at your phone while driving, let me say it again. Seriously, put down your phone. That is so unsafe. If you didn't do stuff like use your phone while driving, you could save money with Progressive Snapshot. But saving or not, just put it down. And if you did hear it the first time because you weren't looking at your phone, nice work. You'd love Snapshot from Progressive because it rewards safe drivers. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Snapshot not available in California and North Carolina or from all agents.
Georgia Radio. Good company and great country.
You know, enjoying the country music.
Let's go down to Big Buck Country here to Butler, Georgia. We're talking to Justy from out there at Barrow Automotive. And if you know anything about Barrows, you know it's a whole lot more than auto parts. Justy, how you doing today?
I'm doing good. About yourself?
Man, I'm doing great. Thanks for coming on short notice. What's popular right now? What are you seeing trend-wise? Of course, Barrow, one of the largest suppliers of hunting supplies and guns and everything you need. You've got to go down to Barrows there in Butler. I just want to get that out there. But what are you seeing right now, Justy? What trends are popping up?
Right now, Matt, we're in dove season right now, so you're seeing a lot of 12-gauge and 20-gauge shotguns from Berettas to Benellis. Benellis are doing really well with their Black Eagle 3s. Berettas are doing really well with the A400 Extremes. That's probably the top two. Of course, Browning A5s and Maxus 2s are doing really well in the shotgun world. Rifles is kind of picking up. We're not quite into deer season yet, but you're seeing a lot of 308 calibers coming back around, selling really well. In the bolt actions.
What's the deal? What's the deal with these big hog guns? Everybody buys these in Georgia, and we got a lot of hogs. It seems like they're flying off the shelves last year. Have you seen that? Right. Have you seen that still going on, or is it? Oh yeah, definitely. And so we still sell a lot of 223 ARs for hogs, but then now guys that don't have and women that don't have much success with that, they'll go to a 308, get a little more knockdown for the hogs. So dove season. What's the report on the dove season this year? Are we seeing a bumper crop, or is it still about the same?
Certain areas are doing really well. Certain areres are not. It's kind of like the birds. Where the birds are blind, and it's tough to say. And we're trying to, of course, get the quail repopulated right now. And I know people are really, there have been a lot of endeavors made on that. And of course, the dove season, everything that is small and winged goes great with bacon, jalapenos, and cream cheese. Exactly.
So as soon as you said that, I got hungry right now. Well, listen, Justy, I thank you for coming on, and tell folks how they can come down and see y'all, or how they can get a hold of you.
Yeah, man. Our phone number is 478-862-5205. We're hardware, auto parts, and, of course, guns. And we're in middle Georgia, in between Macon and Columbus, if you're familiar with the Georgia area. And, that's call and ask for any of us in guns, and feel free to call and ask for me. And I'm Justy Barrow. So
and you've got
help anybody out.
You've got one of the largest supplies of not only new but used I've ever seen. I mean, right up there with like Adventure Outdoors. It's just incredible.
We've been blessed. Granddaddy's been in business going on probably 55 years now. And he's made a name for himself, and the business is continuing growing. So, we've been very blessed on that. Our used guns have kind of come down some. People seem like they're holding on to this stuff more than what they used to. But new guns, we're loaded. So
yeah, literally, and lots of ammo down there too. So go down and see Justy.
What we can get, we do.
Yeah. Well, I really appreciate you coming on this morning, Justy. Thanks again.
No problem, man. You too. Y'all have a good one.
All right, we've been to Barrows, all of us this morning. Got to go down there and see it. If you haven't been down to Barrows, get on down there, buy a fan belt, and Go home with something else. You'll have a good time. And I appreciate Justy for coming on. I appreciate Wade Peebles. So listen, this is it. I'm not going to hang around if we don't have some trade line stuff, some buy, swap, sells, the bargain barns or whatever. If you download the My Georgia Radio app, you will find the microphone at the bottom. If you send me an audio message of whatever it is you've got to buy, swap, or sell, or a request and dedication on Monday nights, whatever it is, I will get that on. That's the way you can be on the radio yourself. So send it over. Doesn't matter what day. I'll save it for Wednesday, and we will play all of the, what did Wade call it? The bargain barn. The barter barn. Anyway, we'll play whatever we're going to call this thing. We'll play it on Wednesdays at 10. So y'all send those messages on over. You can send a picture. You can send me a picture anytime with the camera feature that's on the My Georgia Radio app. So if you download the My Georgia Radio app, not only do you get the music 24/7 and all of our live shows, but you will also get the ability to send us a buy, swap, or sell, or, yes, indeed, a request and dedication. So pretty cool stuff. Whatever you want to send it on over right now, and I'll get it on for you. Until next time, I'm Matt Jolley. We'll talk to you right here at GeorgiaRadio.com. Thanks for being here. So long for now.
Georgia Radio. Good company and great country.
Enjoying the country music.
You could save big when you bundle your home and auto with Progressive, but when we just come out and say it, it feels like it falls a bit flat. So we're going to use humor. But we don't want to insult your intelligence, so nothing too goofy. And we need to avoid any polarizing topics. Oh, and it has to be about how you can save big when you bundle your home and auto with Progressive. You know what? Maybe humor is a bad idea. Yeah, it's never going to work. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Discount not available in all states or situations.